So what I've done is, like I said, I brought over the coin door just to do an inspection. So far the coin bucket with the coin counter is all right. I might wipe it down later. That to me is okay, to be honest. I know it's not perfect. So let's look at this. I mean, obviously, the worst part is in there because if you can see, it's rusted, which sucks because it's a very tough spot to get into. This is okay. Got to wipe it down. There's some rust there. Saw some serial numbers, which is always fun. That's there. Now inside it looks pretty rough, admittingly, because the coin mechs, I mean, everything, the electronics seem to be intact. You know, the dip switch that activates that is, coin mechs looks to be okay. These are the same one I have in my Street Fighter 2 Champion, which is nice because they match up, because this is going to be my third strike. The thing is, in there, as you can tell, the screws are oxidated and rusted, as is the metal here, and it's there. So it's a little ugly. Now, normally I wouldn't really care, but often when you open the door, and then that's what you see, and especially if the outer game looks beautiful, I'm going to clean that up. So another thing I'm going to have to do is, well, two things. One, I'm going to have to paint this black, because again, over the years, I guess, all the oils and whatever on people's fingers. The 25 cent, it's not a big deal. I might change to 50 cents or quarters, like the insert, the slip. But the best part is, and I know this is going to, actually this is a kind of blessing in disguise, the clear plastic on this is orange. And because the theme of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is kind of, I guess, orange and even green, because there's a lot of green to the marquee. And what I will be doing for the T-molding is that it will set off nice, because when it's in a track mode, and when it's saying Street Fighter 3, and when there's a coin activated, it shows orange, as is the side art, as is this. So it's a beautiful matching. I might just change that to quarters, or maybe leave it 25 cents. So while we have it here, let's just test if the coin door works. So I have my bag of American and Canadian quarters as a test, because I always want to make sure both American and Canadian work. So let's fire down the first slot and with American quarter. Actually, let's do it this way. So American in the first slot, and it actually activates, which is good news. So the coin mechs are working. Was that my coffee? Can I have it? George is downstairs. That one's it? Oh yeah! Alright, thank you. Alright, so the first quarter's down. This is American. The second quarter, let's see if this goes through. Yes, and that also works. So good news. The coin mech works for they work. That's an American quarters. Let's now try a Canadian quarter. Alright, so let's try Canadian one. Beautiful. And the second one. Also beautiful. So that's really good news. So that's done. So I know now that the coin mechs work. So all we have to do now is, again, that coin bucket's clean enough. I'll be honest, that's good. I'm going to take this apart. And I'm going to take this apart, kind of clean up the components as much as I can. Re-put it together, make sure it works. And then from there, clean this up. And even, I'm going to see if I have spray paint left. I'm going to see if I can even spray paint these. And maybe, just to finish it off nice, just to make it look good. So, let's do that. I do have coin locks for this, which I bought from HAP when I got if you look at my end of my Killer Instinct videos, you'll see when I bought a lot of the parts from Suzo HAP. So I have those, which is beautiful. So next is going to be that. Now, in the meantime, while we now prepare and just inspect everything further, leave the coin door here. I'm going to take you and I'm going to actually let that coffee cool down a little. I'm going to take you and I'm actually going to now, which is the biggest part, which could be the issue, is remove the power supply. So this was the one that is probably the issue or why it's not working. So let me just quickly do it here and set you up and remove the power supply and see what's going on in there, and if we can get anything going when it comes to Actually, you know what? Let me just get you a little higher. I'm going to see if, yeah, I can actually have it where we get the power supply out first and really see what's going on. Because you know what? If somehow we, even to be honest, like I'm looking at the power supply and it looks brutal. It's rusted. It's not the way I want to go with it. I'm sorry, give me one sec here. There it is. It's rusted. It's not the way I want to go, especially for this game. Street Fighter 3 is very, delicate. And I'll explain when I do my official cabinet video and I show it off complete. I'll explain why I say that the Street Fighter 3 or the CPS 3 boards are very delicate. So let me get the screwdriver real quick. So let's unplug this. It's done. Oh wow, these screws are very loose already. You wonder this, because the power supply, these ones are bigger. These are not the Peter Chew ones, as far as I know. These are the computer switching power supplies. So let's do that. Yeah, this thing is really torn. The good thing is I want it out of here, and I want to see if maybe I can fiddle around with it and get something going. To determine what's wrong. I mean, even if I can get this one working, I'll pull it out in a second. I'm looking down at it. It's rusted to hell. It really is, and I just don't trust it. It looks ugly. I'm going to try to avoid as much rust as I can. I can always use this as maybe a spare, or maybe parts or something, but no way I want it in this game. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. But to be honest, when I do play around with the fuse, something kicks. So it could be just the fuse. I know that sounds nuts, but again, I'm going to replace this power supply whether I like it or not. But I really want to make sure that this game gets proper voltages and there's no future problems. Because even again, or it's just ugly. I mean, aesthetically, it looks very ugly. All right. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna. Ah, damn it. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Oh wow, look at this beast. Is this I've already no, it's not unplugged. So let's see if I can bring this power supply through. Wow. Look at this thing. You know what, now that we've removed it, let me bring it so you guys can see. You know what? Yeah, okay, let's take a look at this. I'm gonna do it handheld. Let me make sure I don't lose those screws. So let me do it handheld here. Okay. So it's a power supply. It's pretty rough, I have to admit. There's where you adjust to 5 volts. There's the fan, which did not come on. It's a little different because my Street Fighter 2 actually has a power button right there. So maybe this is to a switch. As you can tell, look at all the rust that just came off. And then on the top, it's the fuse. I don't trust it at all. I don't trust it at all. So what we'll do now is this is going to go into the parts. If I ever need molex or capacitors or whatever, this is going to be going into the parts section. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to keep it just in case. And then what we'll do is, so now we've removed the coin door, the coin bucket, the power supply. Next on the agenda And again, I'm doing this in different stages. So if I am wearing different clothing or not having my glasses on and off, it's because I'm doing it in different stages. And again, I'm at my parents' house, so I'm limited how much time I have. Plus, I want to balance my family life and arcade as well. Because, again, my wife's been very lenient because it's the summer. We want to hang out a little more together. And me working on this is occupying a lot of time. But I need to do it. You know, I want to improve the channel. I want to help you guys as much as I can. And I want to just hope I'll, you know, enjoy the hobby. And this is part of it. So next on the agenda again is, just because I'm running out of time, is, which is going to be exciting, switching this monitor horizontally. Sorry for the weird lighting here. Switching this to the horizontally. Hopefully that goes smoothly. And then we'll be able to kind of, actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to pull the monitor out, clean it up a little because there's crud on it, and then put it in horizontally, and hopefully these wing nuts or butterfly nut, whatever they're called, will just, if I move this one to there and then rotate the entire thing, then I should be good, and that's that. I just don't know how it's going to line up. I hope it lines up easily. I really do, because I don't want to do extra work if I don't have to. Alright everyone, so in this part of the video now, we're going to actually be taking the monitor as promised and flipping it to a horizontal picture, because Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is a horizontal game. Gallus Panic 2 was vertical. So what my plan of action is taking these two wing nuts off, taking the whole monitor, putting it on me, putting it and laying it down. Now I've unconnected the connections on the back for the monitor. I've labeled them nicely and organized them in a sense that I don't want to make a mistake on where to connect them. So with that being said, let's undo the wing nuts and let's move the flip the monitor. Now I've never done this before. So let's put these in a safe spot. Alright, so let's see if I can put it on me and move it. So far, so good. Gently down. Perfect. Whew, those CRTs are heavy. There we go. Is that straight? Alright, so I wanted to get in the light there. So that's in the monitor there. Let me just zoom in on that. So the monitor, to be honest, this thing was in storage for 20 years, I was told. So what I'm going to do is just take a cloth, or a rag, I should say. And what I'm going to do is just wipe down any of the dirt that has maybe built up over the years. Making sure not to touch the anode because that's very dangerous. So it's just a lot of dirt. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. Be careful not to touch the anode like I said. I don't even want to really get close to it, I'm not going to lie. Not too close. Close enough, that's good. Oh, okay. So this is just crud. It's literally, like I said, 25 years of buildup. Clean that nice and even. Oh wow, that's the glue from holding the yoke in place, I think. Okay. So nothing too crazy, just wiping it down. Might as well make it as neat as we can. Try not to touch anything dangerous. Okay, so that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So now, what we're going to do, you guys still in focus? Oh, pretty good. So now what we're going to do is, you can see those green labels I have on them. There's that match up, you know, number 1 and 2 and whatnot. And the connectors. Let me quickly wipe down the screen very quickly. Alright. Like I said, I don't think this has any burn-in, but I just hope the monitor works. There's only one way to find out. So let me put you back the way I had you. So what I'm going to do is pretty much lift the monitor as I just did. Try to my best to pour it horizontally into those grooves here. And yeah, take it from there. Oh wow, that's dirty. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just wipe this down. So what I'm doing is quickly, let me just do this. I'll bring you back. So what I've done is pretty much just blown the dirt. Just blown the dirt from the that's good. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, what I've done is just blown the dirt from this part here. And then what I'm going to do is, after I put the monitor in, actually maybe I'll do it now. Is do a quick vacuum. Let me do a quick vacuum up top here, and then later I'll do it down there. It's a 2-second vacuum. Alright, so that's good for now. Alright, you guys have me in focus? Good. Okay, so I'm going to just lift the monitor now. And let's do this and put it upright. Now I've noticed now this monitor does not have a remote adjust board, which is not the end of the world, but whatever, it is what it is. Alright, so let's get right to it. Let's do this. Whew, always with your knees. place. Now what happened was, I just literally just twisted it. I put the, there's a groove where this wood part's in, and it literally just sits in. It's so easy. So you know what, that looks pretty good. Let me get those wing nuts. So far that's, you know, I was intimidated for years of doing that. And Sergio, who's helped me, said, Steve, man, there's nothing to fear. As long as you don't touch the anode and you're safe, you know, why are you so worried for? And I never knew. I'm learning on the hobby, and I'm just trying. You know, as I learn with you, you're probably looking at me saying, Steve, you're an idiot. You know, why would you be afraid or whatever? And you know what? Admittingly, I am. I've never dealt with this, so I'm tightening this pretty well. Very good. Now again, I'm going to be, once we restore this, I'm going to pretty much be taking it to another room. But for now, I want it nice and even. So that looks great. Monitor looks good. All right. All right, so good news. Let me actually now just take you to the back and what I've disconnected and reconnected. And this is what it looks like from the back. So, as you saw in the other videos, it was, excuse me, it was vertical. Now, so this is gone now horizontal. And looks good. Looks actually pretty good. Alright, so let's match this up. Should be very simple. So 1 with 1. It's good. Where the hell is this one now? Did I already lose something? That's number 2. Oh. So that's number 2, so 2 with 2. Beautiful, and then 3 with 3. And that's the monitor's ground as far as I know. So far 3 connections done. Now there's more in there. So obviously what I've done is taken, I've taken the JAMA harness out. Now here's the thing. So by the time you see this, you would have probably seen my Street Fighter 1 video. So let me just move you over and show you what I have in mind. So my Street Fighter 1, I know it says Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. That's an old Marquee that came with it. Now let me quickly get organized. And that's a Street Fighter 1. That's a Street Fighter 1. You guys can see it. Yeah, that's the board. And there's a Marquee and even the manual, which again, by this time you probably should have seen this video because I'm doing them in sequence. So, alright, so I know I'm off camera, I'm sorry for it. Again, by this, like, I'm doing it in sequence, so you'd see that up there. And I'll explain that later. So let's show you inside. Now, what I'm showing you and the relevance of this is, maybe I'll just take you hand cam here. And again, you'd probably see this when I did my other video. So, when I first got this game, the Street Fighter 1, inside was a CPS3 harness and the wiring. Now, they're pretty much the same, I'll be honest, but it was already set up for it and easy. So, what I was thinking is, because it's already set up, as far as I know, is taking this harness as is, putting it in this Street Fighter, what's soon to be a Street Fighter 3, to make it nice and easy, all the connections, and then put the other harness that I have, I mean, you can't see it, but there's there, and then put that in this one for the Street Fighter 1. And again, if you see it out of sequence, it's because I'm doing them, I'm archiving the videos because I want to do these at once. I'm in my work clothes that I leave at my parents, and I just throw them on and just get to town. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is probably I'm going to be opening this, taking the harness out of this, if it's that easy, and then again putting it down to, putting it into this one, which is the Street Fighter 3. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to cut away to the next part. I'm not sure what it is, and then see what we do, and hopefully we can put the harness in and start to get this thing working. Alright, homies, so what I've done is decide to take the, again, wiring harness out of this one. Now, the reason the camera is positioned this way is this Street Fighter 1 cabinet, this control panel weighs at least, I think, 80 to 100 pounds. It's pure wood, not particle wood. And the only way to get in is, see those security screws? Take those out, and then there's going to be security screws like the bolts down. You have to take those off, take the whole damn panel off, and then remove the harness. Now, I already know from doing this that these buttons are actually soldered in, which is a pain in the ass, because now I'm going to have to desolder them, take the entire harness out, and then redo it. Now, the only thing with that is when I put the new one in, they already have the quick connectors, so I can do that. So why don't I just quickly do this? I've already preset my drill, so we can unscrew this. So let's get right to it. It's never easy as a kid's. Never easy. Okay. Good thing there's actually some missing, which makes it easier. So that's off. That's one. I think I only purposely put 3. Yeah, I did. There was more. I only purposely put 3 because I knew I was going to have to do this one day. Smart of me, you know, a year ago to think of that. And it's cool because you guys get to see inside of the Street Fighter 1 cabinet. Detailed anyways. Alright. Let's put that down. You guys still in focus? Yeah. Okay. So that's why I have my soldering iron here. And there it is. Because some of these are wired in. Okay. So first thing we're going to do or is it soldered in? What the hell? How did I undo this? Alright, then I look like an idiot because I don't even know how to take the... Alright, let me open this. Give me a sec here. See, I often get ahead of myself, and I know I should kind of do this before I'm on camera, but you know what? If I learn with you, you know, I'm sorry, that's just the way that we're doing this. I'm not a professional. I'm trying to be as much as I can, and that's the way we're going to do it. Alright, so let's save these screws. Alright, so let's assess what's going on. So there's the harness. Obviously it's going to, some of them have the quick connectors, which is great. Most don't, of course. So what we'll do is I'm going to grab, well, let's start to do this. Let's start to take off the ones that have the quick connector. Whoop. Actually, that's a better idea. You know what? Screw it. Why the hell would I do that? I'm just going to take the micro switches. Yeah. I'll just take the actual controllers. Why not? And then I'll change it later on when I have the time. That's going to save us at least an hour. I'm just going to take the micro switches off, period. That's it. Genius, genius, genius. Actually, it should be easy, 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 but I make things difficult. So that's good. Phew, that just saved me a lot of time, you know. And I don't have that much of it. Because again, I'm at my parents' place, and they're going to be coming back from Greece. Now, I don't fear them by any means. The problem is, I just don't want to be bothered. It's like, you know, with the balance of life, my work, my wife, us trying to have children and spend more time together, my friends and family that need me more than ever. As soon as I tell them I don't have time, they want to hang out more, which, you know, usually is the case. These ones we're going to have to do that. Yeah. Because eventually I'm going to have to, I want to replace these, because if you can you see that? It's hard to see, but they have like the little, there's no kind of peg thing that hits the cherry switch. It's like the longer things. So I'm going to switch that, but as long as I get it working, because it does work, that's all I want, and then I'll just solder it back onto the original one. So, good news, but I still have to, and then take this clip out and remove the joystick. So, I should be able to do it with you live. Maybe I'll fast forward this part, but you know what? No, it's wasting time. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to be back, and then what I'll do is take the I'm going to take these off, and then have a loose demo harness. What's happening is this: the control panel overlay. I've taken all the bolts off, and it's still not coming off. I have no idea how I put this on and how it was set up. I just forget, and I don't get it. Either way, I can still reach the harness. Still weird to me, so I'm going to go in the back, because I'm going to have to disconnect the power supply and other things as well. So what we're going to do is, I want to just show you the back of the machine. Again, it's a monster. I'm going to take the screws out, and I'll show you how that goes, and then I'll grab you, and then I'll show you inside from the back end. So can you see? I know it's going to be a weird view, and please bear with me while I do this. So, I tell you, man, it's things like this, sometimes you just want to leave the hobby. It's so frustrating. But I won't give up on it. It's, again, just the beginning, and I have so much to do. Alright, anyways. So, alright. Okay. That should do it. Aye. So there's two screws. So this back door has two parts. This, which I did paint, and then you can unscrew this, which should I don't know if I should or not. You know what, why not? So this part just comes down like this, like that, which pretty much exposes. Actually, let me take you handheld. I want to show you the inside. It's such an interesting cabinet. Such an interesting cab. All right, so that's, you know, the fan, which works, but it's too loud. That's the what's it called? I don't even know, man. I'm blanking. So there's the fuse. There's the isolation transformer for the monitor, and then and that's that. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell, how to undo this damn control panel. Am I blind? Because when I make this my MAME, because I'm going to make it a Street Fighter 1 and my MAME, but clean MAME. No extra buttons or nothing like that. I've been talking to Sergio. He has MAME and he's giving me a lot of ideas, but there's still a lot to be done yet. MAME's not going to happen for a few years, but it's always good to pre-plan. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it off camera. I'll make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to just unplug this and pretty much have it set for the other cabinet. Alright, so I'll be back and hopefully I should have the harness out. Before I start to unplug the harness, I forgot that I have to get in the back. And again, this is a tough one because look how small the back door is for the monitor. So I might as well show you inside. And again, it's not the best view because I'm just limited to moving this thing. And my brother's still asleep, and to be honest, I just don't want to wake anyone. I just want to do this on my own. So I know it's going to be a little shaky and a little crazy in here, but yeah, this is the monitor. You can work on it right here. I don't know the chassis. I don't know. I just don't know enough detail about it. But either way, so that's the back. Just wanted to show you that while I unplug everything. Kind of cool. I mean, it's easy for servicing if you think about it, but it's definitely tight in here. Definitely tight. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. Just a quick video about, or a quick part just to show you the back of the where the monitor is. Okay. So I'm on a ladder. You might be asking why. Well, it turns out this hobby, nothing's easy. Now, it doesn't help that I don't know what I'm doing. And in theory, it should have worked, but nothing ever works. Okay, so what's happening is I'm on a ladder, and I've moved the cabinet, and I've taken off the Marquee metal holding thing. I'm fed up. I'm angry. So I'm taking the Marquee off, and you may be asking why. Oh, good. What, not even this comes up? Okay, obviously now I can't even move a Marquee. Steve's losing it. I'm losing it. Alright, let me put you down because I'm going to kill someone. Nothing ever comes easy. Oh, it's a tape. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on! Damn it. Fuck. Okay. Oh, good. I taped the entire thing. Okay, obviously this is terrible camera work, too. Alright. So, yeah, here's the Marquee. So, you may be asking why he's going so crazy. Well, I'll explain. Actually, I'm an idiot. I didn't even have to take the Marquee off. Okay. Here's what's going on, because now even I'm getting pissed off. Normally the JAMA harness, which you see there, beside the lawnmower, should be easy. Well, this cabinet, just 'cause, is different than the other ones. So, what's happening is, there's a wire that leads to the speakers, and then I wanted to pull the entire harness off, but the problem is, the connectors are different than these ones. And these ones. I mean, it's probably the same connectors. I have to match them up. But the Molex are different, which I like things just easy and plug and play, but who am I kidding? So, I texted Sergio. He's now pretty much my confidant here because now I'm just getting frustrated and I feel honestly stupid. But he's not available because he's taking his daughter to the beach when Steve's dying here on land. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just try to, I'm in so deep, I've taken this apart I got at least an hour and a half into it. I'm just frustrated. So what I'm going to try to do is, honestly, man, just unplug this entire harness, somehow try to plug it in. I'm almost ashamed to say I'm embarrassed. I really don't know. The only thing that's gone smooth is me switching this damn monitor. Everything else has been a nightmare. So, with that being said, I'm going to just try my best to take the harness out. I don't know what that's going to do. And maybe try to like line up the wires with the colors. Maybe text Sergio some pictures in the meantime. Or maybe he can come help me, because now it's getting a little beyond me. Again, I thought it would be a lot easier, and me to try to teach anything is actually silly. So I mean, I know when I've reached my limit, but I'm not going to quit. I'm always going to want to learn, because this is the way I learn, is through error and trial and error. So at least if I start to understand where things go, at least maybe this is going to get the ball rolling. Why the hell this control panel doesn't come off now, I have no idea. Now this thing's literally in pieces, and I'm left here like an idiot. So either way, I'm going to cut away again periodically. I'll hopefully come back and see if I can do any more good on the cabinet. And if not, I might have to just wait till Sergio, because this is it's very frustrating. All right, status report. I've taken the bezel off with the glass and the speakers, because I have to get the speakers are connected to the harness. There's the last screw that I had to get to that I almost killed myself getting. It's a 25-inch monitor, slight burn-in, nothing that I've ever seen that interferes with gameplay, but very hard to see. But 25-inch monitor. So I'm going to this is just a quick update on what I'm doing. I'm going to just pull all the wires and I'll be back. I just wanted to show you without the speakers and pretty much taking everything apart, and then it's a 25-inch monitor. Okay, so after about an hour and a half of taking apart something that should take 5 minutes, it was very hard to get to some of the parts, but who cares? I've taken the JAMA harness off with the controls. Took apart the coin counter. A service thing came out. I don't know what the hell's going on. It looks like I took apart the Terminator, the T-800. The good news is I'm getting more confident. I'm kind of understanding where everything lines up. It's out of the game. There's no going back now. Sergio's been texting me and yelling at me for probably half an hour, saying, just leave it and I'll come fix it. But this is the only way I'm going to learn, and I hope I somehow either inspire you or you can learn from my mistakes. So that's the good news. The harness is off, which is great. Now what the hell do I do? I'm going to start to... Sergio's just pretty much told me just to line up the wires and the colors if they do match. It should be relatively easy once, I kind of figure out the wires. He told me to take pictures of what's in the cabinet and then compared to what's there, and hopefully he can help me, or he can come and help me do it. Either way, great learning experience. It's the only way I learn is through trial and error. I mean, I could, tell him to come over and wait, but I want to get my hands dirty. I want skin in the game. If I want to be an arcade guy, I'm not saying I'm the best, and I probably will be, but I'm trying. I really am, and I want to make, my vision and my dream come true to owning my own arcade and, a home arcade. And I have a lot of great ideas, and again, this is just the beginning. This is the hard part. Once we get everything up and running, I can't wait. We're on the right track. So stay with me. I know it's long. I know it's tedious, but the journey will be worth the end rate. So we'll be back.